listening you love is on the free Odyssey app. Your trusted local radio stations, coverage of your favorite teams, live news from your hometown, and millions of podcasts on demand. Best of all, you can completely customize your listening experience. Follow topics you care about, like leagues and teams. Pause or rewind your local sports and news, and add shows to your queue to catch up later. There's a lot to listen to, so get started and download the free Odyssey app today. The listening you love is on the free Odyssey app. Your trusted local radio stations, coverage of your favorite teams, live news from your hometown, and millions of podcasts on demand. Best of all, you can completely customize your listening experience. Follow topics you care about, like leagues and teams. Pause or rewind your local sports and news, and add shows to your queue to catch up later. There's a lot to listen to, so get started and download the free Odyssey app today.
Seattle. Well, we've heard about this before. People cooking stuff in their car in Arizona.
Yes. Because it's hot as balls. No, it's cold as balls is the show that Kevin Hart does, not hot as balls. So
yeah, but you know what? I'm going to change it to hot as balls because I live in Arizona. Yep. And so somebody else said, you know what? If people can cook in my car, why can't I cook in my car? And so this guy tried to bake a chocolate cake on the dashboard of his car in Arizona. And, he did what you normally do, prepared the batter in a cake pan inside the house, then left it in his car for just 2 hours, inside temperature reaching over 210 degrees. And, yes, it was a success. And you can see this video on the BJ and Migs page of KISW.com. He even ate some of the cake.
Yeah, turn up the rev.
Today, we're going to see if it's hot enough to bake a chocolate cake inside of my car in the Arizona heat. Earlier today, I left the cake inside of my car, and about 2 hours later, it was over 210 degrees in my car. My car smells like a bakery, and this cake looks so good. 10 out of 10 would definitely recommend.
I like the idea that your car smells like a bakery, even though I would probably eat too much. Maybe that's not a good idea.
Yeah, you would be hungry the whole time. Everywhere you would go, you'd stop at the cake store. I don't know what the cake store is, but that's the store that you're going to.
Cake store.
Well, that would be like a bakery, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
They sell cakes everywhere, Rev.
I guess it's true.
Yeah.
But I don't think they actually have a place called the Cake Store. I think, but you know what? You're right. But then again, if you can bake it in your car, why go to a cake store?
Because,
that's amazing. I think it's pretty wild that he's able to do that, actually.
Yeah, I'm watching the video and just like the time lapse of it all, just from when it first puts it in, and then it's just. I'm so glad we don't live in temperature like that. I mean, I'm happy with like 75, 80 degrees. You know? Yeah. I don't want to cook a cake in my car. I want to cook it in the oven.
But it's the easiest of the easy bake.
True, but I'd rather do it in an air-conditioned home, in an oven.
Right?
Enjoy it that way.
Well, they do have air conditioning in Arizona, Steve. I mean, it's not like you know.
That is true.
Not like the old days where you had to have the swamp coolers or just deal with it.
No, I understand that, but I still don't want to deal with that kind of thing.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, not that I can blame you. It's, you have to open your car up with an oven mitt. I mean, it was like that, you know.
Really?
You couldn't just touch your handles depending upon the kind of car you had.
I lived in Mesa for, I think, maybe like 6 weeks at the most, and I remember my car breaking down and me just trying to walk home, and in a half hour, I got heat stroke. And this was at 11:30 in the morning.
That's insane.
Yeah, I was laid out for 3 days after that.
I'm still wrapping my head around the fact that you have to have an oven mitt to open up your car. Because I know there's time like in the summer when you put your hand on the steering wheel, like, oh, too hot, gotta wait a second, or grab a napkin and kind of use that, which is just not doing much.
Yeah, no.
Do you remember the old rubber steering wheels? Like it would have like the rubber around it, maybe something wrapped around it. You would just grab onto that, and it would be so hot you would just stick to it.
That's why you need that shag carpet steering wheel.
Yeah.
No.
Have you ever seen those?
Yes.
I don't know why someone thought that was a good.
But you need the shag carpet steering wheels in Arizona. You do.
Oh, yeah. You look great. Your styling and your hands aren't too hot.
I'm just picturing you guys eating like chicken nuggets or something with barbecue sauce, just wiping it on that shag carpeting.
Or
delicious.
Don't even need a napkin anymore.
Oh, God.
No. Plus, it'll cook it. You know, that barbecue sauce will get all nice and cooked.
Oh, man. Then your car will smell like that.
Yeah.
So you'd open up the car with the oven mitt.
Yeah.
Then what about the steering wheel? Would you have to drive with the oven?
Like I said, man, you had to get a cover. You know, you had to get a cover for that. And don't try leather seats. That ain't happening.
Oh, no.
Leather seats and shorts were not a thing. Nope. Oh, yeah.
I'd be parking indoors everywhere. I'd be like, nope, street parking, not going to do it.
Yeah, really. You're right. The garages were your best friend. And everybody had to have, those sun things you put on your window screen.
Oh, the visors, yeah.
Yeah.
Literally just answered the next question I was about to say.
Yeah.
Did everybody have one of those little
Oh, yeah. I mean, not that it helped a whole lot, but it was better than not having it. But it was still hot as balls. It really was.
Yeah.
We had these heavy, now I don't know what they have now because they probably have better technology because it was over 20 years ago, but we had heavy curtains, like it was just like I almost like a tarp that you would just hang in your picture window if you were facing the sun. And your house was dark all the time just because of the fact it was so hot in the summer. You never saw outside. It was almost claustrophobic.
Today's segment brought to you by the Tourism Board of Arizona. Visit lovely Arizona in the summer.
Pass.
Hard pass.
It was a good thing I was only there 2 years because I think that my wife would have left a lot sooner. Like, she's not a fan of Seattle weather, but we've been here a long time. Mm-hmm. But if I was there a long time, she would have moved away from there too. She did not like Arizona at all. Probably her least favorite.
You made 2 years. Congratulations.
Yeah, and she was so happy when I basically said, I'm leaving this job, and she goes, I've never been happier to leave a place. Wow. Usually she's like, what's wrong with you? Why can't you keep a job? But this time she's like, good, let's go.
Because on paper, it looks like it'd be a fun place to live. Lots of cool stuff going on. Scottsdale's a pretty awesome spot. I mean, you got some sports if you're into sports. There's plenty to do there. It's just summertime sounds miserable.
Yeah, that's the thing. Summertime is miserable. For me, it wasn't as bad as it was for her because I hate winter. So the idea that I never had to deal with a winter, it was fantastic. I also just think it's pretty there, but it's like you're living on a moon or Mars or something with some of the landscape.
The only time I've been there was for the Super Bowl, and it was that should be winter time, but it was awesome walking around like just wearing a jersey and not having to worry about wearing a long sleeve or a jacket.
Yeah, you know what, pal? You pay for that in the summer. You should.
I didn't.
Yeah, right. You got a free ride, buddy. Some great weather. Yeah, winters are great there. Mm-hmm. That's why people go there.
Exactly.
It's like when we go to Chicago. Love it because it's in September or August, mid-August, where it's not that bad. It's hot, but it's not that bad. I've never been there in the winter where everyone says don't go to Chicago.
Yeah, you didn't have to walk your daughter all over the place for auditions in the middle of January in Chicago. That was
no. Oh, I'm glad I haven't, and I hope I never do.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, there you go.
You hear that, Tatum?
Yeah. Let's hope your kid doesn't want to be a performing artist and go to some sort of Chicago thing where everybody's supposed to go to get into all these schools. There you go. We got a dude that stole a police car and then started answering calls and doing the officer's job. Steve will tell you all about this. He's got the Mix Report for you at 6:17 on The Rock.
The listening you love is on the free Odyssey app. Your trusted local radio stations, coverage of your favorite teams, live news from your hometown, and millions of podcasts on demand. Best of all, you can completely customize your listening experience. Follow topics you care about, like leagues and teams. Pause or rewind your local sports and news, and add shows to your queue to catch up later. There's a lot to listen to, so get started and download the free Odyssey app today.
Now back to BJ and Migs mornings on The Rock 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. That's not it.
This is the story.
All right. It's time for Steve's Stories.
If you think...
If you're hearing an informative newscast right now, well, then you must not be listening to BJ and Migs. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Migs Report.
Technology is not our friend today, BJ.
No, it is not. Mercury's in retrograde, the kids say.
But thanks to Kia Puyol for giving us all these they actually didn't give us any technological problems. They've been nothing but great to us. So thanks to Kia Puyol. But today, maybe we all need to just drink a water and hydrate because it's National Hydration Day.
Nice.
I'll have a cup of coffee in celebration.
There's
also,
got water in it.
National Detroit-style pizza day. I don't know how much water's in that, but eat some of that. I love Detroit-style pizza.
That's like super burnt version, right?
Yeah, it's like Sicilian pizza, but the sauce is on top. It's like they're doing like that pan-fried. Isn't
that where Little Caesars is from? Aren't they from Detroit originally?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. All right, I got to get to a Little Caesars today.
Also, today is National Pink Day. So if you want to wear some pink, do it. No rhyme or reason. Right. Usually there's like a story behind it. At least I didn't see one, but maybe I'm just ignorant. I don't know.
Well, whether there's a story or not, I agree with that statement.
But also maybe this is why, because today, Rev hit it.
Nothing threatening here, I'm just a flamingo. I'm a flamingo and I'm coming up to you. Oh, is that your child? I'm gonna rip out his motherfucking eyeballs. I'm gonna rip out his...
All right, it's Pink Flamingo Day, so listen to the Flamingo song by Mark Rabier.
Wow.
I'm going to rip out his eyeballs.
Wow. Okay.
He also does your grandma in that song as well, BJ. It's a must listen to. I listen to it at least once a month.
Okay. She's a flamingo. Okay.
Happy Pink Flamingo Day, everybody. And speaking of flamingos, this is a very strange story. And perfect timing because today is National Pink Flamingo Day. Apparently, there's a Guinness Book of World Records for the longest line of pink garden flamingos. Flamingos.
Of course.
And, well, somebody in Western New York decided, you know what? We need to break it. And it seems like an episode of Parks and Rec because it's a woman by the name of Katie, who's the director of development over at the Parks Department in Buffalo. And she was talking about what it took to break this world record and also the new record being announced.
We've been working with Guinness for about 6 months now. You may not believe it, but they have a very long list of guidelines for the longest line of garden flamingo. So they're going through with the judge now. They're counting.
I can confirm that I have counted every single flamingo here today. And the final number, 4280. Guinness World Records title. Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. 4,280 flamingos.
In a row.
Okay,
wow.
They're going to rip your eyes out all 4280.
They're going to out your children's eyes. And then do your grandma.
That ain't right.
And eat her in certain places. It's a ridiculous thing. How do you even get 4,000 flamingos?
Amazon bulk?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
You stop at Home Depot. You stop at the dollar store. Yes, they do have a bunch of flamingos there.
Do they really?
Yeah, they're low budget flamingos, but that's what you get for $1.25.
I would hope so.
Yeah,
you're spending at least $5,000 on them then.
That's insane.
Whoa, yeah.
I mean, think about that.
You're right. They're not just going to loan you the flamingos.
Yeah, so you get the cheap ones, buddy. I mean, I'm all for Guinness.
Maybe they accept donations.
A flamingo donation.
I actually do have a couple of flamingos in my garage. I don't know why, so I'd be happy.
Really? Do you?
Yes, it's a long
your
story,
daughter.
but I got them as a gift.
Oh, for your daughter?
No, somebody gave them to me.
Housewarming or something?
It was a master plan to discourage a builder from building a house near us. It didn't work.
Well, yeah, so just going to line up the house with flamingos to scare people off?
That was his master plan.
The March of the Flamingos.
Yes, and I'm like, had I known they would rip children's eyes out, I think then I would have done it.
Your mother blanking eyes out.
Yeah, right. So he was onto something, and I let him down. I didn't put my flamingos up.
Unbelievable.
But I do have.
Are they like the nice flamingos?
Well, that's a good question. I have to see the dollar store flamingos and the ones that I have to see which ones they are.
So no, it's just flamingos. We're just calling them flamingos.
Yeah, we've given up on flamingos. They're flamingos.
Hey, that's what Mark calls them, right?
Yeah, Mark calls it that. That's what we call it.
The flamingos are peaceful. The flamingos are the ones that rip your M&F and,
And they eat your grandma as well. They're dangerous.
So dangerous.
They're the female flamingos. It's the flamingos.
Oh, fair. Okay.
It's like the queen bee, the queen flamingo.
Yeah.
It sounds like a terrible sci-fi movie.
I'm the queen flamingo.
Somebody should turn that Mark Rabier song into a full-on sci-fi film.
I think Adam Sandler should.
Like a Barbarella or something.
And he needs ideas.
Yeah, I was thinking like the tarantula or whatever it was. The Sharknado.
Yeah.
Remember that one?
Lava-lantula?
Lava-lantula.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Lava flamingo.
Flamingo.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, well, this guy, his name is Jeremiah, and he's in Colorado, which, of course, we're always not big fans of, especially when hockey.
Already.
Well, Jeremiah decided to steal a cop car from the police station at 3 a.m.
Oh, there's a genius idea.
So then around 3:30 in the morning, also there's a report of domestic violence call that went over the radio. So, of course, he stole that car, and he hears that on the radio from, the 911 dispatchers, hey, somebody, there's a domestic violence incident, somebody has threatened to shoot somebody. So what does Jeremiah, the guy that stole the cop car, do? He goes to the scene of the crime.
Really?
He drove the stolen squad car to the address, and he was the first person on the scene. Jeremiah.
Okay.
Also, Jeremiah was drunk. So now you got drunk Jeremiah showing up to this person's house.
Fix everything.
And he's like, where's the old man that's going to shoot somebody? Well, then the real cops show up. And then Jeremiah speeds off. So now they got to deal with this domestic violence situation. They also got to deal with drunk Jeremiah that's driving around in a stolen cop car. They weren't able to catch him at first, but they wound up finding him about 2 hours later. Got into a high-speed chase with Jeremiah that went to 110 miles per hour.
While drunk. Oh, and an idiot.
Well, he eventually crashed the car, ran off into the woods. Then they caught up with him. He pulled out a knife, so then they tased him.
Wow. Yep, that'll happen.
And, he's got a whole bunch of charges for this, including impersonating an officer because he showed up to the call. Here's the sheriff talking about what went down.
Once he got the keys, he jumped into the vehicle and he proceeded to drive around the area. He decided to respond, walked up to the residence, identified himself as a Park County deputy, said he looked like he was intoxicated.
And, yes, he was intoxicated, so that's what's going on with that.
Congratulations.
All right, let's talk about something that happened with somebody's fast food.
Oh, okay.
So earlier this week, we talked about a person putting weed edibles in the Red Robin to-go bags, and there was a Kel's Sweet Treats. Yeah. Well, somebody in Oklahoma decided to take it a little bit further to the next level, BJ.
Oh, boy.
They went to Carl's Jr. in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and, well, somebody went and looked in their bag when they got their fast food from Carl's Jr., and they noticed a small baggie of meth.
Oh, hey now.
So the cops, were called because the person that got the fast food was like, I didn't ask for meth.
Nope.
I just wanted some French fries and a delicious burger. So they think possibly the person that dropped the meth in the bag was also dealing drugs while at Carl's Jr. And that was like part of the deal. So he put it accidentally, they believe, in the wrong bag.
Oh, okay then.
So they arrested that guy. And the best part is on his mugshot. So there's a picture of him, and they posted on their Facebook page, the cops do. There's a picture of this guy with a sleeveless T-shirt, and it just says on the shirt, #freedom.
Oh, lovely.
And then they said, hey, he's got a little bit less of that right now.
Yes. Jeez, nice.
Sad news in the world of football. You guys know Goose, Tony Siragusa?
Yeah, he was a sideline guy for Fox.
Right, he used to also play football back in the day with the Ravens, helped them win their first Super Bowl back in 2000. Unfortunately passed away yesterday, only 55 years old.
Whoa, that is sad. I mean, that very, very young. Yeah.
Too young.
I'm going to miss Goose. I totally remember him on the sidelines.
Yeah, he did it from like 2003 to 2015, then retired, and then 55. That's just unfortunate.
Wow, he retired at 2015. I didn't realize he was gone for that long.
Yeah.
Wow. Gosh, it feels like I heard him last season, but I guess not.
Unless I said it from 2003 to 2015.
Yeah, I guess wow, time has really flown. That is, 7 years ago? Well, I really feel like...
Unless he was on another channel after that.
Maybe so, because I really felt like, but it doesn't matter. I mean, he passed away. That's the real sad news here.
Hey, how about the Mariners? That wasn't sad news yesterday.
No, is Jesse Winker finally doing something?
Dude, big home run, drove in 3 as the Mariners beat... Okay, the team that's worse than them, the Oakland A's. But still, you got to beat the teams that are worse than you.
You have to.
And they finally have back-to-back wins for the first time in weeks, and they ended up winning that game 9-0. Whoa. J.P. Crawford had 2 doubles. Julio, 2 hits. Yeah. Kirby, was it George Kirby?
George Kirby, yes,
right,
sir.
5 hits, 6 strikeouts, 6 innings, looking good. Mariners, dominant force yesterday, BJ.
Yeah, I mean, George Kirby, it's his first season. He is a really highly touted pitching prospect. He's had some tough times, but you know what? This is another good step in the right direction for George.
And, like you said, Jesse finally looking like he's getting his act together because that was a big acquisition in the offseason.
Yeah, I hope so. And J.P. Crawford has been, struggling a little bit. He's been scuffling, so it's good to see him get back.
NHL Stanley Cup Finals, well, it looks like things are not looking good for the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Oh!
Man, controversial overtime winning goal. Some people believe there were too many men on the ice, so it's like one of those ones where you're like, you hate to see game to end with that kind of controversy, but what a game. Colorado came from behind, ended up winning it in overtime. They now have a 3-1 series lead. They can wrap things up tomorrow in Game 5.
In Colorado.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Oh, that place is going to be rocking.
Yeah,
Danny's stupid friend's going to be happy.
Yeah, right.
Hey, as far as weather, it's going to be 69 degrees. It's going to be nice today. And sunny thanks to Beacon Plumbing, Heating, Septic, and Mechanical for giving us the Migs report.
I hope my nice wasn't too creepy. I'm really trying to work on that.
I felt like it was less creepy than yesterday.
Yeah, that seemed fun. That one seemed okay.
I feel like it's out of context. I feel like they both sound the same. The first one. The second one was very creepy. I will admit to that.
Maybe it's the context of when talking about Cyndi Lauper, it sounds creepy. When talking about weather, it doesn't.
But they're both 69. That's the thing. I mean, it's like, it wasn't, who cares about why we say 69? It's just always nice. No? All right, fine. I'm going to have to, that's life, man. Sometimes people can get away with stuff depending upon just who they are, how it sounds. Even though you say the same thing, people hate you and they love the other guy. It's been my whole life, Steve. My whole life. Hey, big news. Tonight at 9 o'clock, Taryn Daly, of course, is playing the new Ozzy Osbourne tune, and it's officially out tomorrow. But Taryn pulls some strings. I don't know if it's her. Maybe her chickens have some contact somewhere. But she's getting this song early.
She threatened Ozzy that she was going to eat his grandma.
Is that? Flamingas.
Yeah, the Flamingas. Mrs. Flaminga.
You think you could bite the head off of a bat? How about dealing with the flamingas, Ozzy?
Yep. I'll rip out your mother blanket eyeballs, too,
That's
Ozzy.
So, however this deal was struck, tonight at 9 o'clock, Taryn Daly is going to play the new song, Patient Number 9. And the song's video, as we found out, so we didn't know what Todd McFarlane had to do with it. Turns out he directed this video.
Yeah, because he put out a tweet and he tagged Todd McFarlane, and they were like, well, I know he's done stuff with Spawn, he's done the cat. But my buddy Craig let me know, he reminded me that Todd also directed a Pearl Jam video back in the day, so it's not his first foray into directing music videos.
Yeah, and how do I not know this about Todd McFarlane? Of all the things that he's done, I did not know he was a director of stuff.
Marginally talented, that guy.
Yeah, really. So again, tonight at 9 o'clock, the song is called Patient Number 9. We got a little snippet of it for you right now.
All right, the acid kicked in.
Oh, that's
I wondered if it would be about this, and it does seem like, okay, he's in some sort of insane asylum kind of a place, which, the video I'm looking forward to seeing.
Oh, it sounded like a real creepy Pink Floyd type of a thing.
Yeah,
with the
I don't
voices.
know what happens after that. Yeah. Excuse me, can you tell me how to get out of here? I feel like that sounded like Ozzy.
I feel like we'll get some epic drums and a big guitar solo.
I'm hoping so.
Yeah. That does sound cool, though.
Hear the full song tonight. That's the new Ozzy tune, Patient Number 9. It'll be debuted tonight at 9 with Taryn Daly right here on The Rock.
I do love that the tease has nothing. Really, it's just whatever the intro is. Like, there's no, we have no idea what the music's going to be like. He's like, I'm just going to give you a tease, but it's like the most random part of probably the beginning of the song.
Oh, yeah.
It just gets me interested to this, in the story. Like, how did he become Patient Number 9? What does this mean? I'm a Stranger Things guy, so I think, of course, about number 11. So I mean, there's, who knows what's going on. Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one wrong.
Elizabeth Warren is a senator from which New England state?
Boston.
No.
Rhode Island.
No.
I don't even know. Hamilton.
No, Hamilton.
Yeah. You know what? This was his finest moment, Rev.
Well, when you ask for states and you get cities.
Yeah.
Hey, sometimes I gotta jump into Canada as well when I make my guesses.
I didn't even realize it was a city in Canada.
Hamilton, Canada.
I know you guys thought talking about the play, and I'm like, no, I'm talking about the city in Canada, which still is equally as dumb of a guess.
How can we not know? I think the play would have been a better guess. At least it would have made you more cultured. The answer we were looking for, Steve, was close because Boston is in Massachusetts. You want a shot at BDC? You got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Migs at 647 on The Rock.
The listening you love is on the free Odyssey app. Your trusted local radio stations, coverage of your favorite teams, live news from your hometown, and millions of podcasts on demand. Best of all, you can completely customize your listening experience. Follow topics you care about, like leagues and teams. Pause or rewind your local sports and news, and add shows to your queue to catch up later. There's a lot to listen to, so get started and download the free Odyssey app today. The listening you love is on the free Odyssey app. Your trusted local radio stations, coverage of your favorite teams, live news from your hometown, and millions of podcasts on demand. Best of all, you can completely customize your listening experience. Follow topics you care about, like leagues and teams. Pause or rewind your local sports and news, and add shows to your queue to catch up later. There's a lot to listen to, so get started and download the free Odyssey app today.
When it's time for an adventure on the open highway, one quick call to American Family Insurance gets you headed in the right direction. Our travel peace of mind package is there if you encounter a bump in the road. From roadside assistance to rental car coverage, we have you covered. Find a local agent or get a quote at amfam.com.
American Family Insurance.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.